As the race to 2027 begins to take shape, something significant is stirring beneath the surface of our political landscape. A quiet but powerful wave of coalition building that may redefine how power is contested in the next general elections. Now, in a bold and strategic move, key opposition actors have coalesced and adopted the African Democratic Congress, which is ADC, as their new political vehicle. What was once a relatively modest party has now become the epicenter of a new alliance, drawing together voices from across the spectrum, activists, political veterans, youth-led movements, and dissatisfied party men from the PDP and Labour Party. Now, it's a move many see as a response to deepening frustration with the current state of governance, the shrinking political space for alternative voices, and the growing demand for unity among opposition forces. For others, it's viewed with skepticism, another political calculation, perhaps aimed more at unseating the ruling party than delivering true change. But whatever the motivation, the shift is undeniable. And the question on many minds is, will this new coalition under the ADC banner emerge as a real force to reckon with within 2027, or will it unravel under the weight of competing interests and fragile trust? To help us unpack these developments, we're joined via Zoom this morning by Dr. Ladan Salihu, a respected media executive, political analyst, and a key player in this evolving coalition. Dr. Salihu is not only a former Director General of the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, but also an active member of this new bloc that's rebranding the ADC into a serious contender. He'll be shedding light on the strategy behind this takeover, what sets this coalition apart from previous attempts, and what Nigerians can realistically expect from this alignment. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Salihu. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
All right. This would really be interesting because I believe you are one person that would really shed light on a lot of things. So the first question would be, what sets this coalition different from others that have happened in previous years?
Thank you so very much, and good morning to all viewers. First of all, let us look at certain indicators, certain parameters. The history is empirical history, so to say, is here with us. We've seen what has happened in the past. We have recorded some of them, and especially is the living witness in our political landscape, in campaigns and elections, and governments that have been formed and changed in the 26-year period of our unbroken democracy. And right now, we have a nation in which you have citizens. Nigerians are angry. Nigerians are disappointed in politics, and Nigerians are begging for answers. And beyond answers, Nigerians want solutions to the myriad of problems that have bedeviled the country. And when you look at the outcome of the national and presidential elections, the presidential elections especially, Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi put together, they've polled about 63% to 64% of the total votes. And the incumbent president polled just under 37%. Which means we are literally being run, if you like, mathematically by a kind of minority government. So that explains the level of anger, the level of frustration, and the level of, if you like, disappointment in the land. And so when people speak to you, they are angry. When people talk to you about politics, they are, full of indignation, if not contempt for, the way politics and governance is being conducted or run. And so if we thought in the ADC, the idea of coming together, of having to sacrifice and coalesce, look at our differences, aggregate them as our sources of strength, look at Nigeria and what Nigeria needs at this point in time. So if you are able to put together the followers of the PDP, if you talk about the presidential election under Atiku and the followers of the Labour Party under Peter Obi, and you have that kind of momentum going towards to 2027, and if you are able to carry your own vision and mission to the people and explain in a very constructive and a very convincing manner why ADC, is and should be the preferred option, you will succeed. And that explains, why when I say people are frustrated, Nigerians are angry, and Nigerians want, solutions. You can feel the pulse from your, from callers that I've watched or listened to, in the course of this program. And I can't be angry. I only believe that, we must find a solution. We must not be cocooned in our own agony. We cannot continue to agonize. We cannot continue to play the ostrich to believe that solutions cannot be found. And I don't like this narrative, these stories about, these are politicians that are of the old breed. They have nothing to offer. They only are there, to serve their own needs and the needs of their family and friends and so on. That is balderdash. And we must be seen to be forward-thinking people. We must be seen to be people that, shake hands across the aisle, trust each other. You cannot import politicians from Thailand or from Kenya or from Madagascar to come and, do politics in Nigeria. It has to be Nigerians. And we must begin to have a culture of politics that is being conducted or performed according to the rules of the game. Everybody must be a stakeholder. Everybody must be a participant. Everyone must be seen to be on the same equal footing. The youth, women, and every citizen that has the capacity to deliver, that has something to offer, that has passion for Nigeria should come forward and participate. You cannot leave vacuum on the question of leadership. If you do, then you put the country in peril. So the ADC is out there to midwife a new thinking of Nigerian politics. When you look at, the setup yesterday during the ceremony that, you had a change of guards and you have an interim leadership. You cannot say Senator David Mark or John Oyegun or Atiku Abubakar or Peter Obi are in politics to make money. These are people of integrity. You may not, you have a right to have a different takes on them, but the fact remains that these are Nigerians of integrity, of high quality, of good pedigree, of experience that are needed in this critical moment of our history where you have to face the hydra-headed monster of insecurity, the issues of poverty, where you have more than 87 million Nigerians living, 120 million Nigerians living in multi-dimensional poverty. 87 million of those in the northern part of the country, where you have insecurity, where you have, banditry, where you have Boko Haram, where you have kidnapping. We are in a period of emergency in this country. You need experienced hands. You need tested, technocrats. You need politicians of repute that will come and aggregate all their experiences, their know-hows, their, everything they have. And in doing so, carry along with you the younger generation, inspire them, give them the hope in practical terms, so that they are not only be seen to be, in the polemics, or if you like, in the usual narrative of say the young shall grow, or, they are future leaders. No, we want the future leaders to be present participants in the African Democratic Congress. Right, this party is out to give Nigerians a new way of doing politics, where everybody is a stakeholder, everybody is a participant, everybody will be seen to contribute his quota on equal footing. No sacred cows, no, big boys in the system, no people who will be cherry-picked based on nepotism to deliver. No. And we are asking Nigerians, with what has happened yesterday, wow, we're talking about more than, 20, former governors. You had a lot of former governors, and you have more than, 30 former and present serving members of the National Assembly. In fact, more than 50. And you have credible Nigerians that are, that were there from all over the country. So we can confidently tell Nigerians that this is the beginning of the new beginning that Nigerians are waiting for. And I'm confident that, the ADC will deliver come 2027.
All right, Dr. Salihu, we agree that Nigeria needs all of that you've listed, but then you would agree that there have been skepticism when it comes to, the coalition, and a lot of people moving from different political parties. The people beg to question that what other thing do they have to offer? What is something new that they have to offer? So they would want to know who are the major players in ADC and the allied parties, and what they plan on bringing for Nigerians, because as I mentioned earlier, Nigerians are already expecting disappointment at the end of the day due to previous track records. What are they able to contribute so far? Who are the major actors in this situation?
The major actors in this new political party are people, like I said, of quality pedigree, proven integrity. They are people that have committed themselves to the service of Nigeria. You can Google and see their own contributions, over the years, over the decades. They have sacrificed a lot for this country. Now, let's start with David Mark. He was a military governor in Niger State, many decades ago. 1984, 83, 84, he left a mark in Niger State. David Mark left a mark in Niger State. You can Google, you can ask people. He was a distinguished senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and he led the Senate as the Senate president. Google, ask senators, ask present politicians. The records of Senator David Mark as the Senate president, are unblemished. Look at, Peter Obi. He doesn't even want you to call him His Excellency or Chief Peter Obi. He said, just call me Mr. Peter Obi. Check his records, check his following, check the people that believe in him. Look at Atiku Abubakar, a former vice president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who had to defend himself more than 11 times, right from the lower courts to the Supreme Court on, trumped up charges, and he had a clean bill of health. He succeeded in, he's a success in business, and he's a technocrat. He's an educationist. Look at John Oyegun. Go to Edo State and try to castigate Chief John Odige Oyegun. You will probably be lynched. Heavens forbid. Look at Aminu Waziri Tambuwal, a former governor, a former minister, a former Speaker of the House of Representatives. He excelled in Sokoto. He performed wonders as, the Speaker of the House of Representatives. These are, and I can go on and on and on. These are people that have their own place, special places in our own history. You have hundreds and thousands when you take the list down the ladder. And we say this is a team that is out to rescue Nigeria. Right now, the country is literally on life support. And in the coming weeks, Nigerians will see a blueprint from the ADC that will spell out in clear-cut terms our mission, our vision, and where we want to take Nigeria to. Coming back to, the issue of, if you like, aggregating everybody, making everybody a stakeholder, making everyone a participant. There will be rules of engagement that will make that will provide no place for sacred cows or for money bags that will come and go roughshod, or people of undefined interest whose interests are inimical to the development of Nigeria or to the development of democracy. They won't have a space in the ADC. We are determined to do politics in a different way, where everybody, and I say everybody, the youths especially, they should come on board because they form 60% or more of our own population. They must come and learn the ropes. There is a space for everybody. We will do politics in the most transparent manner, where all the cards will be on the table. There will be no underhand businesses or deals that will, bring about any kind of friction that you see in the parties that we have. And we are confident that we will deliver. It's not going to be an easy task, but it is a task that all of us as committed Nigerians must, continue to push and soldier on. And I believe we will succeed. I have no worries about challenges. I have no worries about limitations or constraints. We are built as people to rise and shine, to appreciate our differences, and sometimes to coalesce around those differences as our sources of strength. We cannot continue to bellyache, to agonize, to, just be having negative narratives about ourselves. We are good people. We are great people. We are people that are inspired and fired by patriotism and the zeal to see our country succeed. There is an ample space for everybody in the ADC to come and join us in, giving Nigeria the required leadership where everybody will, feel proud to have a nation called Nigeria.
All right, Doctor. We know that ADC was founded in 2005 and was registered by INEC, I think, in 2006 or 2007. The question is, why ADC, and why was ADC, why now, and not then, and why ADC in particular?
It's not now, my sister. The conversation to align with ADC actually, we've been on it for almost 18 months.
But then
Everything was kept under wraps. And we've tried also to have a conversation with other political parties. 18 months, sorry.
ADA. So there was those talks as well, and then now it was discovered that, okay, there will be a coalition, or there's now a coalition with ADC. So that is why I'm asking, why ADC?
Why ADC? You want a party that is, not necessarily given to all the trappings and the constraints and the bickerings and the infightings that you have in, say the two major parties, the APC and the PDP. And you also, when you notice that the other parties, the SDP have their own issues, all of a sudden you have, a kind of crisis that has now knocked on the doors of the party. So you needed a party that is modest, that is act in, very peaceful disposition, and that you can come and help give that party character and mold that party into a national movement and create a platform on that party for everybody to have a sense of belief, a sense of participation, a sense of engagement, and a sense of, aggregation of all our dreams and aspirations to, coalesce and inspire a nation so that, the people can rise and shine. So that is the reason why, ADC, becomes the preferred choice. And I'm very confident that the choice that we've made will, in the final analysis, vindicate the leadership for taking, this very wise decision.
All right, Doctor, I would like to nitpick on a bit of allegation from yesterday's, meeting. There were allegations or speculations that there was some involvement of the ruling party in stunting or stopping the meeting from happening from the first venue to the second venue. And then lastly, I'd like to couple two questions in one because we're running out of time. How does this shift, do you think, affect the 2027 presidential and gubernatorial elections? I'd like to hear a couple of your predictions and what you see for the future as well.
Well, to be honest with you, we are unperturbed. We are not disturbed. We are not worried. These are, the telltale signs of future success. When you have, a government acting in that manner by way of subterfuge, trying to truncate what ordinarily should be a thing to pass for the day, by probably coming after the hotel that has agreed and has entered contract with the ADC to host us, and then all of a sudden in the wee hours of the night they called and cancelled, our booking. Well, we had options, and they cancelled the booking, but they couldn't cancel the momentum. And we are confident that, like I said, these are things that you expect. And, we going forward, I can assure you that the forthcoming elections, in states, maybe a litmus test, but not necessarily. We are looking beyond the issue of, these immediate elections. There will be factors in the metamorphosis of our party, but not necessarily the indicators that will determine our success or setback, heavens forbid, in 2027. And we are confident in the final analysis that Nigerians will be inspired by our vision and mission, Nigerians will accept our own alternative platform, and Nigerians will come on board to, seize this opportunity so that together we can bring trust back to politics. Together we can ensure that the nation, has a new attitude to leadership, to politics, and we're looking for, greater days ahead, success for Nigeria, greater success for, our people. And we'll address the myriad of issues that are on the ground, like I, started saying at the beginning of the program, the issues of insecurity, the issues of youth unemployment, the issues of, poverty and mismanagement of the economy. They don't want to even talk about corruption. It has become like the soup with which the present political leadership eats its food. We don't want to even talk about, the issue of the way politics is being done, the way the Constitution is literally being raped. Literally, look at what happened in River State. How do you explain a governor and his whole assembly shipped out with just an announcement, and even before the Senate took a vote on the matter, an administrator was sworn in? What kind of society are we trying to portray ourselves to be? We're not practicing democracy according to the global best practices, the global norms, known values of democracy. The Constitution as we are today exists probably to serve the whims and caprices of the, ruling government, or at best to justify, an action that is normally skewed to serve their own purpose. The Constitution is not being subjected to the rigors of government that will be the mediating document, that will be the deciding document, that will be the article of faith for Nigerians to refer to in terms of conflict and in terms of consensus. The Constitution exists just for, whims and caprices. Sorry, I seem to have lost your your audio. I can't hear you.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Salihu. That's what Dr. Ladan Salihu, for joining us. It was an absolute pleasure. Thank you for shedding more light on the ADC coalition.
Thank you for having me, and have a great day.